Round 10 has come and gone, and I have learned 6 valuable things from this round because I am a perpetual learner at the end of the day, and I would just be so wrong if I didn't pass on my wisdom to all of you wonderful folks. So, here are the 6 things that we learned following round 10. Bulldogs fans, I got a hard reality for us for number 6. Number 1, Nathan Cleary is the game's best, but can he be the GOAT? Nathan Cleary undoubtedly is the NRL's best player. Listen to some of these statistics from the Panthers' 30-18 win over the Canberra Raiders. 66 run meters, 2 line break assists, 2 line breaks for himself, 6 tackle busts, 1 try, 5 conversions. Unbelievable Nathan Cleary. What a performance. And he was honestly the difference. If you had put the number 7 of Nathan Cleary in a Canberra Raiders shirt, I think the Raiders then go on to win that really entertaining rugby league game. There's only one thing Nathan Cleary needs to do to be entered into the greatest of all time conversation. He's already a 4-time premiership winner. He's already a State of Origin series winner. He's already a Golden Boot winner. He's won the Australian jersey. There's one thing left for Nathan to do. Dominate a State of Origin series. This is the one thing that has eluded the Panthers' number 7. If he can this year go into the State of Origin cauldron and win New South Wales the series in a dominant fashion, Andrew Johns-esque if I dare say, then there is no doubt in my mind that we can enter Nathan Cleary into the greatest of all time conversation. Number 2, the Dolphins find their groove. The Dolphins dismantled the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs 44-12 at Suncorp Stadium. That's now back-to-back wins for the Dolphins for the first time this season, but they have definitely found their groove. Against the Bulldogs, while starting slow, once they started their avalanche of points, they didn't stop. 32-0 after the 32nd minute. And the star man was obviously Isaako getting that hat trick. He was so dominant in his performance, but I want to give a lot of credit here to Cody Nikorima. The Dolphins 5'8" had a complete performance. 3 line break assists, 2 try assists, and a try for himself. He was everywhere. Well done to Cody Nikorima, a complete and dominant dismantling of the Canterbury Bankstown Bulldogs, and Katoa only continues to grow week to week. The Dolphins finally look like a side that are capable of making the top 8, which is where they absolutely should be going. Number 3, the winning Manly formula has a 7 problem. I'm having a little bit of fun with the title here, but Manly, while winning 4 out of 5 games with Fozball in full effect, are about to experience a really big headache, and it all comes in the shape of the number 7 jersey. This 19-year-old prodigy coming in at halfback, and he has been brilliant. I want to give you a little bit of insight from the game being there live. Luke Brooks is very much playing the more dominant playmaker. He is the halfback. He's the one directing the team around the park, which is allowing Joey Walsh to just play his natural game. And what a dangerous ball runner Joey Walsh is. But he is showing all the makings of being a classy number 7. Young prodigy had 16 runs for 105 meters, 1 line break assist, 1 try, and a 40-20. A really strong performance in only his 2nd NRL game. He was cutting people's hair in the morning because he's actually a barber. But Jamal Fogarty is due to come back from injury in the next 1 to 2 weeks, and I think he just has to start. Which means you've got a 19-year-old who's gotten a taste of first grade, who is clearly first grade ready, being told to either sit on the bench and come in and play where possible, or does he go back to reserve grade? It's a little bit of a headache for Kieran Foran. Not forgetting that Jamal Fogarty has a 3-year deal with 2 years left to run, while Joey Walsh is off contract at the end of next year and free to negotiate from the 1st of November. It's a bit of a headache for Kieran Foran, and one he'll want to solve as soon as he gets that permanent coaching gig. Ronald Volkman secures the number 6 jersey for the Parramatta Eels. Jonah Peasant was the big off-season recruit, but Jonah Peasant only has a 1-year deal, and I think it's fair to say he failed to inspire while he was in that number 6 jersey for the Parramatta Eels. That's opened up an opportunity for Ronald Volkman, a former Warrior who has found his feet, I think it's fair to say, in the blue and gold. And looking at his performance against the Cowboys, I think there is no doubt that he should be securing his jersey. He ran for 105 meters, he had 2 line breaks, 1 try assist, and 143 kicking meters, being the secondary playmaker between him and Mitchell Moses. I like the Ronald Volkman. I think he's been fantastic for the Eels, and he seems to have complemented Mitchell Moses. Whereas when Peasant was playing, I felt like he was trying to be a halfback and getting in the way of Moses. So it's a no-brainer for me. Volkman should be the 5'8". He's the one who's going to be at the Eels long term. Peasant's off to the Broncos. let it be. And well done to Ronald Volkman for winning the jersey. Number 5, the Dragons failed to inspire. Dean Young said all the right things when he was appointed as coach following the sacking of Shane Flanagan. He said, we need to give the players more of a voice. He said they need to hear a different voice around the place. He got rid of Michael Ennis, the assistant. He gave Cade Reid, the young halfback, an opportunity and dropped Kyle Flanagan, much to the pleasure of the St. George faithful. And where has it led them? Conceding 62 points and 44 points in consecutive games. That's 106 points conceded in 2 games of rugby league. And I'm not suggesting here that Dean Young is to blame, but the Dragons are statistically worse than they were under Shane Flanagan. This is a really poor side. Let's call a spade, and I honestly think there is a good chance we see this Dragons side go winless for the whole NRL season. They are definitely a shoo-in for the wooden spoon, and I almost want to make a case for a relegation competition just so we can put the St. George Illawarra Dragons in there. And number 6, the Bulldogs will not make the top 8. I just spoke earlier about the Parramatta Eels, and all of their injury concerns are worth highlighting. Despite all of those injuries, they have still secured victories against the Bulldogs and against the Cowboys. Yes, they have losses in there, but they are seriously undermanned. Meanwhile, you look at the Bulldogs, not that undermanned, missing 3 players in Max King, Jacob Kiraz, Viliame Kikau. Yep, I'm fully acknowledging that. But there is enough depth there for the Bulldogs to be competitive. The truth is, the Phil Gould, Cameron Ciraldo, head of recruitment Peter Sharp, they have gotten it wrong in terms of their recruitment and retention. The squad is worse. They paid more money. It's a more expensive spine. More of the salary cap is tied up in the spine now, more than it was in previous years. Stephen Crichton's not in good form. Connor Tracy is playing the worst rugby league of his career after signing a new deal. And they're just struggling. They have no creativity. They have no resilience. The second they concede 1 try, they go on to concede 5. And there's no quick way for them to resolve the issues that they have. It's a personnel problem. I did a video earlier this week, which you can see up here, where I said someone needs to be held accountable. So if you want to see more about that, then please go ahead and watch that video. But I have seen enough. The Bulldogs are not making the top 8. And that's not me trying to present hyperbole to all of you, but it's just the reality of where this team is at. And there you have it. There are the 6 things that we learned following round 10. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Did you learn something that I may have missed? What would you do for the Manly Sea Eagles in their headache, or the Parramatta Eels? Do you bring Peasant back in, or do you think Volkman has done enough to secure that number 6 shirt? Let me know. Enjoy your rugby league and get out.